Hey everybody, John here. I've got a little giveaway going on. I'm giving away a few rods, and I'm going to go through the details of it here at the end of the video. But I wanted to tell you a little something that is kind of important, not to get caught up on the dock talk. You know, for instance, this last Sunday, I had a little bit of bad luck out on another lake. It was completely blown out. We've had a tremendous amount of rain here in Indiana, and I went down to Lake Monroe, and it was just, the current was unreal with a lot of the water was chocolate milk. I left there and went to Geist Reservoir on my way home, and when I pulled up to the dock, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I only had a couple hours to fish, but there was a few guys coming off the water, and they were telling me that the conditions were absolutely horrible. That they had only caught a couple of fish the whole day, and they'd been fishing main lakes, throwing jerk baits, silver buddies, Ned rigs, stuff like that, and it kind of got me a little discouraged. But I was bound and determined to catch me a fish that day. And I pulled up into a little pocket because it was extremely windy out. And I grabbed my new jerkbait rod, which I'm going to go into here in a minute. And I will be sure to link the manufacturer down in the description. But, because these are fantastic rods. We had some muddy water mixing with clear water, and I tied on a Mega Bass Vision 110 and started pitching it around. And it was fairly shallow. It's only 5 feet back there in this pocket. And I was about halfway back. There's a little point out on the pocket. You'll see it here in a minute in the clip. But as I'm fishing back through there, I get a bite. It was a nice 3.5 pound bass. And I was like, wait a minute. That fish shouldn't have been up here. Not where it was sitting. That fish was in about 3 feet of water right against the seawall. And after I caught that one, I threw around for a few more minutes, and I picked up a spinner bait. Just, on a whim, pitched it out, got a bite. Missed it. I missed that fish. I had a really poor hook set. I'll roll in a clip of it here in a minute. But it got me thinking. After catching that one, and then getting another bite there on that same seawall, analyzing what is going on around you. And when I got that bite on the spinner bait, it got me thinking, okay, these fish are willing to chase a lure. And the water, like I said, was starting to get pretty muddy. So I picked up a square bill, fired it out there, and caught a little 12, 13-inch dink. And it got me thinking. So I started fishing a little further back in the pocket. Didn't get any more bites. So I went back out to the tip of that point and caught another one. That fish, the third fish, I ended up catching on a, it's a little hand-carved balsa, flat-sided crankbait in a brown crawl color. And I started fishing around. I ended up catching 9 on that crankbait. Or I'm sorry, no, I caught 8 on that crankbait. Unfortunately, most of them I didn't get on video because I left all my spare GoPro batteries in the truck because I didn't think I'd be out there that long. But I forgot to change out the battery that was currently in the camera. So when I started fishing, it only had 32%. But don't get caught up listening to the guys around the ramp go out with a positive attitude and pay attention to what's going on around you. A lot of the guys that I talked to out on the lake that day, they'd been fishing the main lake. They weren't going back in these pockets. They weren't going up in the shallow water. They were staying out on the deeper stuff. We had rising water, so that tells you the fish are going to start moving up. We had water that was beginning to muddy up, which tells you that those fish are going to move shallow. So don't get caught up listening to the guys around the dock. Just try to pay attention to what's going on. And also, there are always fish shallow. There we go. Getting ready for a tournament next week, so I'm trying to get some crankbaits ready. Or I'm sorry, not next week, week after next. I've got a tournament that I will be fishing with another YouTuber. I'll link his channel down below. His name's Tanner. He's doing some pretty cool stuff. So be sure to go and check out his channel if you haven't already. But you guys want to know about the rod giveaway. I'm giving away a Duckett Ghost. It is a 6'10" medium power that I've used in a couple other videos, and I bought this rod to test out, and that's what I'm going to be doing, guys. The rods that I decide I don't like, or they don't fit my fishing style, I'm giving them away. These are very lightly used. I mean, it looks brand new. I've only used it a couple times. I'm giving these away. This is the first one. The second one that I'm giving away, and these are actually pretty good rods for the money. You can usually catch these on sale. When I bought this one here, they had them on sale for like $59. They're normally $100. This is a Cabela's Tournament ZX. This is their 7'4" heavy. This is their frog rod. So it's got a little shorter handle than their normal 7'3" or 7'6". That way you can really work that rod, and it's not slapping you in the chest or in the side of your arm as much. Then the other rod that I'm giving away, get it flipped around here, is a 7'3" medium heavy Garcia Veritas 2.0. This rod here, it's only been used a few times, and I'm giving it away. Or the reason why I'm giving these away, I ran into a father and son down at our local city park, and they had some less than desirable gear for what they were trying to do. They were trying to bass fish, and they were using extremely light rods, really light line, and they were trying to throw heavier bass stuff. And luckily I had a spare reel in my truck, and I ended up giving them the reel and some line to help them out, and gave them some baits, and they got to catch a few fish. They'd been out there for several hours not catching much. And it got me thinking, I've got all this gear here, and try to help people out. So even if you aren't really interested in the rods, enter the giveaway. If you win, I'm sure you probably know somebody. Oh, that's the wrong size hook. Dang it, what did I do with it? Oh, it fell down on the floor. Give me just a second. Like I was saying though, if you know somebody that could use it, give it to them. If you know a high school kid that's fishing the high school fishing leagues, I'm sure they could use the gear. So to win these rods, all you got to do is, number one, like this video, be a subscriber, and comment below which rod you would prefer to have. That's it. And at the end of March, I will use a random comment generator to pick the winners, and whatever rod you comment with, that's the one that you're going to get. So hope y'all enjoyed the fishing footage. Tight lines, and we'll catch you next time. I had one hit it just as I went to pop it. I just had one grab it. We might be on to something here, boys and girls. There's one. Ha-ha! Remy, do your fishy test. Come here. Here. Attaboy. Alright, get back. Ha-ha. We on to something. There we go. There's one. Feels like a decent one here too. Nah. But we've got a pattern. He's not too bad. Little 2-pound keeper. Woo! He got a little oomph to him today. But now we know where they're at. I caught a 3-pounder off that point there just a few minutes ago, and then I caught this in here. They're right off the end of this little point and here in this pocket. See if we can get another one. Got another one here. Decent one. Get back, Remy. Oh, he's loose on the carpet. Woo! He just came up out of deep water, it looks like. But another decent one right here. Now that I've done knocked my camera all around. See if there's any more right here. Alright guys, so this new rod that I've got, I am really liking. It is a Elite Rods Elite Black Series. And this thing is absolutely feather light. This is my jerkbait rod. This one here is a 6'6" medium power. I'll roll in some footage where you guys can see the how well this rod bends and how easy it is to work a jerkbait with it. Even these 110s. This rod loads extremely well on the cast. And the really nice part is, even with these wind grips, this rod only weighs, without a reel or anything on it, you know, just the rod itself, 3.7 ounces. And it's extremely light, got a really good tip to it, and I mean it's a joy to fish these jerkbaits with, because this is perfect for a 110 size jerkbait. Another rod that I picked up from the Indianapolis trade show, I got to meet up with Ronnie Parker, the owner of Lake Fork Trophy Lures, and I got a another jerkbait rod. This one is a medium light. This is a Limit 5 series. This one here, like I said, this is a medium light. This thing casts those little jerkbaits a freaking mile. This thing has a super soft tip, so it's really easy to work those smaller jerkbaits where you're not overpowering them when you twitch them. I've been throwing a lot of the 90 series, like the Stacy 90, the Berkeley, Cutter, the Berkeley Cutter 90 jerkbait, and some of the Shad Wraps, along with a couple others. I don't have my jerkbait box laying here in front of me. Oh, another one that works really good on this rod is the Rapala Shadow Wrap. That's another one that you can cast them a mile on this thing, and with that really light tip, you can really work those jerkbaits really easy. It doesn't overwork yourself. But these are some of the new rods that I picked up, and I'm really enjoying these. This one right here, this Limit 5 series, is a killer. I mean, an absolute killer jerkbait, or I'm sorry, square bill rod. This one here is a 6 foot 8 inch. I'll roll in a fish catch on a square bill off of this rod. You can really see how well that rod bends. Very parabolic. Just awesome rod for those. But we'll get on to the fishing here.